In these difficult economic times, it's not just Britain that's being forced to tighten its military belt. Just last week, the Pentagon announced major budget cuts, and this afternoon, the head of the German army has given a keynote speech in London. Lieutenant General Werner Freers warned that proposed reforms to the size and structure of the Bundeswehr will be among the most far-reaching changes by any member of NATO since the end of the Cold War. Jeff Mead's been looking at the difficult decisions and how they might affect our own forces.
By some reckoning, the armed forces of Europe's richest nation are already underfunded. Germany's long devoted less of its national wealth to the military than most NATO allies. It wasn't the case when the Warsaw Pact stood on the border. During the Cold War, Bonn's military, then nearly 500,000 strong, provided the backbone of the West's conventional strength. But the tide of austerity is squeezing today's Bundeswehr, bailing out the euro whilst modernising the military, tough even for an exchequer as rich as Berlin's.
Our present structure is 10 years old, and the mission reality has changed a lot in that period of time. The missions became longer, tougher, required new capabilities we haven't expected 10 years ago. So that calls for a change.
Conscription ended last year, triggering a major reorganisation, aimed, as in Britain, at creating a smaller, more professional and expeditionary army. While local forces may use British training areas in Germany, cutbacks in numbers and bases rule them out as new tenants of garrisons due to be handed back by 2020. And experience in Afghanistan suggests future international missions could produce problems. By law, German troops can only deploy abroad with the approval of a majority of MPs. That's why, despite fielding ISAF's third largest contingent, most of their forces serve in the relatively quiet north, where their last reported fatality was in June. But there remain parallels and potential lessons in this transition for the British Army, which is why General Freers was guaranteed an attentive audience. Jeff Mead, Forces News.